What's up, guys? Puckett and Jack bringing you the action. Apologies for the short delay. We were dropping some frames, so went with a quick restart. We're back in it, though, and Jack, while we were having issues on the tech side, Epsilon didn't have any issues finishing out that tie versus TK.
Yeah, able to close out that one. Major plays in the overtime. Remy with a beautiful route through Hospital, in towards Yellow, and then double jumping over the trailer for the 1-point toss. 20 seconds, it's all it took for them to score. TK could not match it. We're now hopping into game number 4, Compound Hardpoint on TK's host. I've got to favor them on this map, Chris.
You're going TK here?
Yeah.
I'm definitely with you. I called it Epsilon to win the overtime, but I think that's about as far as their luck is going to take them as we take a look at your minimap. Pretty small stuff, and you can just see how quickly you can get to the hard point. It only takes 4 seconds to get there. On board with Remy off the break. He's going to fall. Royalty and Swanee still fighting for position here, and already it's going to be Theory inside. Scoring time for TK.
Yeah, TK out to the early lead. Neslo just running around the map with that sub in hand, just kind of running around wildly, picking off players wherever he needs to be. Great stop, though. Out of Royalty, he's staying alive inside the hardpoint. 2 captures already to his name. He gets cut down by his own teammate, actually. That was Remy.
Whoops.
Taking him down. 11-4 lead for TK. Very scrappy hill, though, at the start of the combat.
Nameless sticking with the bow throughout this entire series. Going to have to shut down Royalty. He's the man doing damage. And there he will find him after a double kill. Now, Nameless repositioning himself is going to go for the long flank. Wants to give his teammates some respawns. Yeah. And now you're going to see everyone fighting to get in position for this new HP. Nameless, after giving his squad the spawn, is going to push in. What a great retake here from TK right away.
Yep, beautifully done. That's exactly what we see Aches do on this map. Nameless filling that same role for his team. Actually playing a little bit more aggressively than Aches does. He's 6-1 at the moment. Make it, well, 6-2. He dies there to the hands of Remy. Nagafen able to push out the players holding down the spawn for TK. Great stuff from them. TK now spawning across the map.
Neslo's gonna fall. Nameless and Sharp trying to get back in position, but Swanee on your screen at the moment has not had a great start. Just 3 and 4. Gonna try and help clean up the last 22 points here. If they do, they will take the lead right back from TK. This one I have a feeling is gonna go back and forth. It's all about that money hill, as it always comes down to hard point number 4. The question is, who's gonna be up at the half? Currently, you know what? Make that a chat question. I wanna know, who does the chat think is gonna be up at the half? Because at the moment, I think it's going to be Epsilon, dude.
Yeah, really a thing to point out is, even in game number 1, while Epsilon did have the lead for the majority of it, it wasn't more than, what, 20, 30 seconds, maybe 40 at some points. Right now, TK got out to an early lead. Epsilon keeping it close. This is a hill, though, that you could really run away with. You can continue forcing the enemies to spawn out in scrapyard area. You can just hold down the corner of this hill. Thankfully for Epsilon fans, Remy hopped in there right away, got that entry kill for his team that completely collapsed the setup for TK, and it's showing now as Epsilon is taking full control.
And that is 4 straight kills for Epsilon, make it 5. You'll see Royalty milking the final second. Swanee trying to provide that cover fire. And even when Remy doesn't get the kill, he distracts long enough for his teammates to earn extra time and get in position to lay down these kills. He's a really selfless player. I love the dynamic of Epsilon. It's frustrating to see them, go the distance to game 5 so many times and unable to close it out. They're 1-6, 1-7 in the league right now. This is a huge match going up against a TK squad that is sitting on our front page.
Right now, though, 8 seconds separating these two teams. TK just narrowly getting back out into the lead after getting that scrap time on hill number 2. As we move, though, to the fortress, Neslo going to challenge the players inside the hill, loses that gunfight. Some of my favorite players to watch on this hardpoint, Chris, have to be Enable and Slack. They know exactly how to utilize that lower area. They drop down when the numbers aren't in their favor, and then when their team begins to push in, they pop right back up, creating their own flank at that moment. Beautiful stuff, though, from Epsilon. They were able to hold down the first 15 seconds, now coordinating another push in.
Nagafen's down low, waiting for his teammates, and really, he didn't have to wait long. 3 straight kills for Epsilon on the retake. I said they'd be up at the half. Currently, they're up about 14 points. That number continues to grow. Early nades going out, but trophy systems have been activated by TK. TK trying to get him out, but it's going to come down to this 5th hard point if they want to bring the score back. About an 18-point buffer here for Epsilon. How long can they hold on?
Big thing to point out, Chris. Swanee, 3 and 7 to start off the game. Now 17 and 12. Went on a 5 streak there momentarily. 84 to 72 lead. TK with a perfect setup for this final rotation, or final hill of the rotation. Sharp gonna now push through Alpha. Not spotting any player as of yet. Sees one, picks up the second as well. TK doing a great job of chaining together kills. They are now back out in the lead.
But look at the mini-map. TK is all looking the wrong direction. A little bit of a split spawn. Royalty able to sneak through, causing some issues. Swanee on your screen is going to be rotating as Royalty dies.
Sharp.
TK with the advantage at the half, it's looking like. Swanee trying to clear him out, but there's just too many.
And unfortunately, it does not look like your Epsilon squad is going to be up at the half. TK doing a great job of closing it out. But now, as we rotate back towards hill number 1, major things to look out for. Is Sharp going to stay consistent? He had a slow start. Big reason why TK was able to take the game back over. When we first saw Swanee play on this hill, he did a very poor job, not able to contest the close-range ASM-1s. At the moment, Sharp is killing everyone inside the hardpoint. He finally gets cut down. I'm on board with Swanee, though. He just spawned back up, rotating towards Alpha area of the map. Gets taken out, picks up 2 players, though. Great stuff from him. 12 seconds separating these 2 teams.
Yeah, Swanee's bow is on point. And these players all look injured. I mean, how quickly Swanee's melting them. Yeah. 24 and 16, as you mentioned, the best score in the game. On the other side, Nameless, pretty similar stats, 25 and 17. He's got less captures. Actually, no, he's had 2 captures. Swanee with just 1 lone capture. Both of the bows just trying to hang back, letting their subs go to work. And really, Theory, those 7 captures again, hanging right there with Royalty. I said earlier in the series, I think it's going to come down to the Theory versus Royalty battle. Royalty needs a big second half if Epsilon wants to force a Game 5.
Really, Royalty and Theory yet again doing all the objective work for their team that they can possibly do. Royalty on the 12 sensitivity, just spinning around, tossing out Semtexes, trying to react from wherever the push is coming from, pre-firing this wall, spots one player, able to take him out. Now Nagafen answering right back with a 2-piece of his own. Chris, we are still within 10 seconds of each other between these 2 teams. 6 streak combined from Royalty and Nagafen.
Currently watching Royalty. Nagafen just got swarmed by 3 players, and now Royalty's got to get the call out. They're all coming behind you. Theory just jumps in after the 3 straight kills. TK lets it almost get tied up before regaining control. 18 points left. Both teams got to keep pushing for this, but really it's this next hard point that's going to be key. And you can see Nagafen rotating early to try and get his teammates spawns and then the cutoffs.
1v1 for that final scrap time. Nezlo's going to win that. He's going to get the last 10 seconds for his team. That is a nice swing to keep TK in the lead, and Nameless just won 2 major gunfights there just outside of Scrapyard. The 4-man flood coming out of Epsilon. Remy picks up 2, just like he did the last time around. Swanee's there to answer as well. Theory, the last player remaining, picks up 2 kills for TK, picks up 3 as well. Theory just went huge.
Theory just wiped the floor with Epsilon. Sharp inside, milking the clock. Nades coming in, trophy system now out. Sharp susceptible to any projectiles flying through, but the cover, fantastic from around the map. Nameless in Theory providing those shots. Down goes Sharp. Nameless is going to jump right in. They don't want to drop a single second on this hill, but in comes Royalty. Swanee, Royalty, and Remy all in your kill feed as Epsilon brings it right back. They'll be trailing heading into this next hard point, but this is some serious time. 10 points remain.
Trying to get the scrap time. Nice decision from Royalty to push out of the hill to kill the player flanking behind him. That's going to give Epsilon the ability to get the little bit of scrap time there is remaining. Sharp trying to stay alive, middle map, spots one player at Scrapyard. He falls. Nezlo picks up a 2-piece of his own. 175 to 152 with just over 90 seconds remaining.
You can see the score difference. It's about 22 points. Remy contesting the hill. Desperately needs some help, though. Nezlo's inside. Nezlo wins the one-on-one. Nameless comes flying through. 4 down as Nameless picks up the 2-piece. And this is TK's game to lose. 30-point difference about to approach on your scoreboard. And there you see it. A 30-point advantage here in our last minute 15.
That's it. Nezlo with a perfect setup with the help of Nameless. Both players picking up 2 kills of their own. Now a 40-second lead, and it's still up to Epsilon to push through this choke point. Nezlo finds one, spots the other. Theory answers with one of his own. There's one final player they have to take down. They do just that. And because of that scrap time, that's going to make it mathematically impossible. TK going to close out the series 3-1.
Impressive stuff from TK. I saw it in the chat. TK is pretty good at compound, and you can see why. You have Nameless the Bal dropping a 40 bomb. Solid play from Theory on the objective end, and really it was their way that they retook that 4th hard point, and the way they were able to rack up points on the first time and went to this hill right here. That's where they brought it all back. I was impressed the way that Epsilon played, though. You had Swanee dropping very similar numbers to Nameless at 37-31. Royalty meeting the aggression from Theory on the hills, but you really didn't get enough out of Nagafen and Remy. You could tell the host just causing a little issues for them throughout the game.
Yeah, Epsilon doing a great job, once again, keeping up with TK for about 8 minutes of the game, and then it really just begins to fall apart. Nameless with a monster 43-28 performance at the moment, 4 captures to his name. Stacking up, that's probably one of the best performances I've seen on this map so far, compared to Aix's 1.40 45 kill performance we saw earlier just a couple weeks ago.
230 to 176, a pretty brutal beating at the end. It was all about tied at 150 something. And you'll just see TK pulling away. Neslo gets your round-ending kill cam and the match-winning kill cam, in fact, as TK continues to improve, and Epsilon, without a doubt, is not going anywhere anytime soon in our overall leaderboard.
The big thing to point out, in this series, TK won both hard points, something that they were not doing at the beginning of the season. Now TK, positive win record, 4 straight matches won. Team Kaliber going into Gfinity feeling very confident in their playstyle.
Most importantly, Matt and I pull away from Benson, who falls into 3rd place with the caster predictions. Benson, I love you. Guys, when we come back, though, we got another great matchup. Here's a look at the remaining battles we'll see tonight. TCM gets a chance against Elevate. They fell short against Epsilon last week. Can they get a big win over a top 4 team? We'll find out on the other side of the commercial.